The main thing when it comes to doing something for the very first time is to limit the liability of you losing money. We only bought things that made sense. Hello everyone, this is Andre Barra with the Yes to Real Estate podcast on the CC Network. Super excited to be here today. Today is episode number 7, and I get a lot of questions from newbies, new builders and new agents and new investors on the journey of the entrepreneurship journey, right? And so today on episode 7, we're going to talk about, and we're going to look from the lens of a newbie. So I'm going to go back and talk about when I was brand new in new construction and rehab, which is not a long time ago, actually about a year ago. But we're going to go back, okay, for episode number 7. Before we get started, I want to give a great shout out to my lovely wife, Joanne Barad. She's one half of Yes to Real Estate. She does an amazing job. She's the interior, exterior designer and the stager. That's right, for Yes to Real Estate. Also, the team, Voss and Jenny, the marketing team, they do an amazing job of taking content that I create with my wife, my kids, and put it out there on Facebook and Instagram to also let you in on my personal life, but also marketing. So thank you, Voss and Jenny, for what you do. And Michael, our analytics guy, right? He's the guy behind the numbers, right? He let us know if we need to do more postings on breaking down what is new construction, rehab, right? So he's our numbers guy, and he really tells us what our next move should be based on what the numbers are saying. So Michael, thank you for what you do as well. And then we have Diamond. She's our transaction coordinator and our GC. That's right, a lady GC who's doing well in this business. So Diamond, she works with the architect, the engineer, the city to get the soft plans, the soft stage done, which is the plans and permits, and the hard stage when it comes to dealing with the plumber, electrician, framer. She does all of that. So Diamond, thank you so much for your effort for promoting and pushing the brand forward. And then, of course, partnership with Ashley with Rush Green Properties. So she has her own business, Rush Green Properties, and she's one half of Yes to Real Estate. So Ashley and I, we do a lot of flips and new construction together. It's nothing greater than having a great partner to where you can bounce ideas off of. You guys can sharpen each other in the areas that you're strong in to promote your business. So Ashley Green, thank you so much for your partnership with Yes to Real Estate, and thank you for what you're doing. And then we have Chase and Scholar, which are my kids. Thank you, Dad. Love you. Thank you for promoting the business, and thank you for being patient with me as a new father. So Chase is 5, Scholar is 2. So thank you, guys. So we're going to come from the angle of number 1 is new construction. So we're going to break it down in different phases, right? And these is all for all my newbies out there who ask me these questions. Episode 7 is for you. Okay, the first one is new construction. I get this question a lot. Andre, where do I start? I want to do new construction, but I do not know where to start from. That's a great question. So I always I give people real life examples, and I tell you exactly what I did to get started in new construction. The first step is I read books, right? I read mental. And that's the key. I read mental books to prepare my mind for war, right? Because you're going into a battlefield, into a different field, a different arena to where you know nothing about. And it's very easy when you know nothing about something to give up when it get hard. So I dealt with the 7 habits of highly effective people with Stephen Covey, right? That talks about number 7, to always think with the end in mind. So I knew I had to prepare my mind. Right, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right? Friends and How to Win Friends, right? So I read certain books to deal with my mind. And then after reading that, I also equipped it with books on real estate, right? How do you build? What are the steps to build? Shout out to Garland. I read his book as well as far as new construction. So for all my newbies out there now, if you're looking to do new construction, you might want to read my ebook as well. It's Yes to Real Estate ebook, soft cost, right? So that as well. So that's the first step, is you have to get educated. You read books, ask questions, and then after I did that, I went and looked for mentorship. Mentorship. Number one, educate yourself, read books. Number two, mentorship. Who are the players in this industry who are doing well in new construction? And I began to do research. I began to look around. I began to ask questions on who's doing major work in new construction. And right now, it's a lot of great people out there. Garland, Chris Ford, right? Lavon Woods, Chris Senegal, right? iCloud Homes. So it's a lot of major people out there who's doing new construction right now in this industry. Chris Fan and his team. So when I got started, I met a guy named Julio. So how I met Julio was, he called me because I actually sold him one of the lots that I had for sale. So I sold it, to his agent, and his agent was representing him. So he called me up one day. He said, "Hey, is this Andre?" I'm like, "Yeah, this is Andre." He said, "Hey, do you have the survey for this?" I said, "Oh yeah, I do have a survey." I said, "Oh, who am I speaking with?" He said, "Oh, I'm Julio. I'm the one who bought the lots." I said, "Oh." So I knew I was going into the field of new construction. I knew I needed mentorship. So now I was aware of making sure that I'm looking for the opportunity. So when Julio called and he told me he was the builder and developer, I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'm looking to do new construction as well." He said, "Okay, that's good." So we hung up, but right then and there, I made up my mind that he was going to be my mentor. But here's the key about mentorship. So many people want it for free. I'm going to say that again. So many people want mentorship for free. And I had learned a valuable lesson, is that what you don't pay, when you don't pay, you tend not to pay attention. So I'm real big on making sure that if you ask for mentorship, and if you want mentorship, that you pay for it. And let me tell you, you want to pay for the mentorship because you're going to get the inside secrets, you're going to get that one-on-one time, but also you're saying thank you to the mentor who allow you to become the mentee. So I met Julio, but before I even asked him for help, I figured out what can I do to make sure that I bring value to Julio. So I used to go by the property they was building, making sure the gate was locked, making sure the grass was cut. I would go by at 2 o'clock in the morning, do a drive-through, make sure nothing was wrong. And I would call Julio. "Hey, your property is so-and-so, everything's looking good, you got no issues going on." "Oh, okay, I appreciate it." "Hey, the grass is kind of high, you might need to cut it. Let's go ahead and cut that grass." "Oh, okay, I appreciate that, Dre." So I was offering value. 6-7 months went by. Just offering value. We're talking about mentorship, paying for it. So after 6 or 7 months, Julio called me and said, "Hey, my agent is not answering the phone. Can you write up a contract for me?" I pulled over the car so quickly, asking for the information, and while he was on the phone, we was writing up the contract, right? And he got the property, and he said, "Oh man, I appreciate it," right? And then boom, some time went back forth again. "Hey, my agent's not picking up. I want to put an offer on this property. Can you help me?" I said, "Say no more." Boom. Diamond writing up the contract right then and there. Then he called me again several weeks later and said, "Hey, I'm building new construction and I want you to be the agent on this deal." Right? And I told Julio, I said, "Julio, I'm going to sell this property before you're done." And he smiled and laughed and said, "Okay." And then a month later, I had a property on the contract before he was done. And he made a bold statement. He said, "Andre, you are my agent and I'm not working with anybody else." Mentorship. So at that moment, I asked Julio. I said, Julio, I appreciate the opportunity. I said, I need something from you. Remember, number one, you want to get educated, read books, right? Search the web. Number two, get mentorship. So once I offer all this value to Julio, I came and said, Julio, I need something from you. What do you think he said? That's right. He said, absolutely. What do you need? I said, I need for you to be the GC on a new construction I want to build, but also I want you to teach me how to build. What do you think he said? Absolutely. So the question is, why did he say yes? Well, I spent the last 7 to 8 months of bringing value to him, right? So now I needed help, and he was willing because he was number one, and then I brought so much money to the table for him to where now I needed him to help me mentorship. I've been paying him mentorship with time and energy on looking out for his property, and then also making sure that he's growing, right? So it's crucial for that. So after I asked for the help, and I asked him, not only do I want you to be the GC, but I want you to build also for me and teach me the game. I learned everything I needed to know about new construction because I was there every day, right? Watching him and his team do it, answering questions, right? Asking questions. I had my notebook and everything like that. So I was getting mentorship, and I was paying for them to build at the same time. So he made money. He made money on being my mentor, and he made money on building a product for me, okay? So fast forward to, I had all the knowledge, the intellectual property, to where now I can go and build myself. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm building myself, and now I'm teaching other people how to build. So mentorship is very crucial for you going to the next level.
Hi, I'm Stephen Thompson, and when I'm not DJing and giving people the vibes, I'm cultivating a community at Community Cultivation Network. We'd love to see you. We'd love to have you. We'd love for you to view our podcasts. Not only are we the best, we're the best. And if you don't believe us, that's too bad. We love you. From here and everywhere else.
Now let's get back to cultivating community. Yes. Another thing about in new construction is that once you have the information, you have the knowledge, you have the mentorship, right? Partnership, right? Because even though you have all of these things, you might want to partner until you are really redefining your skill and knowing what you need to do. Partnership is so crucial to the growth of your business because now you can leverage your skill set, right? You might be good at selling the product, but you're not good at knowing what's next, right? So partnership is crucial. And Ashley and I do a lot of partnership, right? So she's real good at finding land for a great price, right? And she finds the land, and my job is to bring the team together, right? The soft cost, the hard cost of the new construction, and bringing the team together to build the product. Now with this partnership, she's winning and I'm winning because now she's learning how to do new construction, right? So she's around me as I break down what we need to do. She's around the builder, right? She's around the contractors, asking questions, taking notes, and the likelihood of her losing money is slim. Us losing money is slim because I'm the expert matter, right? So she brought the deal, I bring the team, we build the product, and we sell it. So partnership is crucial when it comes to new construction because now you can leverage your time and energy, you can leverage your knowledge, and most of all, you can continue to grow and spread throughout Texas when you bring in different partners. When picking your partners is very, very crucial and important to make sure that you pick someone that you can trust. You pick someone who have a high standard of keeping that word, right? I think too many times we pick a partner based on that, of them knowing the feel and not them having a heart for the truth. You got to pick someone who honest and has integrity first, and also have the knowledge of the field that you're going into. Because if you pick the other one first instead of someone you trust, you would definitely have challenges. So make sure that your partner and yourself have built your partnership on truth, honesty, and integrity, and everything else will fall in line. So that's for the new construction part. So now let's go. I get a lot of questions also pertaining to rehab. So if I have someone and I go back, which I started a year ago when I first started doing rehabs, people are like, where do you start? It's just like new construction. So you start with education, right? You're going to read the books, right? Get your mindset right, and find people who are doing it well in the business. So when I first did my first rehab, I did it with Javon, right? He's someone that I trusted. He's someone who was doing it well in the business, and him and I did our first rehab deal together, and it was amazing because we was able to bounce ideas off of each other. We were able to talk about certain things. I knew the market. He knew how to rehab, and we brought everything together, right? So for my people who's doing rehab, number one, partnership, okay? The second thing is, do you go in as a newbie rehabber? Do you do a full gut, or do you do a cosmetic flip? Now, the one Javon and I did when we first got started was a cosmetics flip. So what does that mean? So cosmetic is something where you go in and you just paint the room, change up the fixtures, put new floors down, right? You're not really dealing with any structure issues, right? You're not dealing with no foundation work. It's just going in, changing out the knobs, paint, fixtures, updating the kitchen. Boom. Cosmetic, right? Now, if you're doing a full gut rehab, you're changing out the roof, adding another room, doing some foundation work, removing the old kitchen, gutting the kitchen, redoing the kitchen, gutting the restroom, redoing the restroom. So that's a full gut rehab. Now, me personally, I didn't feel comfortable coming in and doing a full gut rehab. And here's the reason why, is because I didn't have the right team in place. Javon and I kind of started at the same time, but he had more experience in it just because of his knowledge. We started with a soft cosmetic rehab, and we built our team. We built our team by doing cosmetic, and then once we built the team up, then that's when we started doing gut jobs, right? Getting permits to add another room, replacing the roof, doing foundational work, electrical, plumbing, right? I wouldn't recommend you jump right in and doing a full gut rehab if you do not have the proper team in place, right? So start off with cosmetic, get your team in place, partnership with someone who's trustworthy, who honest and integrity, and then you guys built this thing together to now you can start doing full guts rehab. That's how I did it when I started. I educate myself, partnership, start off with cosmetic rehab, then I start doing full gut rehab. And then the mentorship is also crucial when it comes to rehab. It's because by working with Javon and learning the ins and outs of rehab, I didn't lose any money in none of the rehabs we did, because we only bought things that made sense, right? And it's so crucial to understand that when you get into something brand new for the first time, you want to limit the possibility of you losing money, right? And the one way of limiting that is by partnership with someone who has experience in the area and the knowledge and wisdom of what to do, right? And that pretty much that's what we did, and that's what I did. Educate myself, read books, YouTube, partnership, right? Mentorship, pay for the mentorship, and now we are teaching other people how to do rehabs and flips now. And here's the great thing about it. I've only been doing new construction and rehabs and flips going on 2 years now, right? And we have a lot of success. working on doing 25 new townhomes in Fifth Ward, and we have several flips going on right now in a year and a half, right? And the reason why is because we did an upfront work first. We paid for the mentorship, right? We partnership, right? We work with people who understood what to do, ask questions, make sure that our mentor was eating very well, and make sure that we got the connections and things like that. And now we have built an empire with Yes to Real Estate. So that is today's episode on the newbies when it comes to new construction and investing. So if you follow these ideas and implement them and understand that the main thing when it comes to doing something for the very first time is to limit the liability of you losing money. And the best way of doing that is getting mentorship, paying for it, partnership with people who have integrity, who are trustworthy, right? Who their name means everything to them. If you operate in those roles and if you follow those as a blueprint, you are more likely to win in this business. And then you can venture on and do your own thing. So for the millions of people who's watching and listening, thank you for joining today. And I want to encourage you that just because you are a newbie doesn't mean that you can't grab this information and learn it and take off. I'm a living witness that within a year and a half, Yes to Real Estate development and rehab have taken off to where we're doing several projects only in a year and a half. That's you. Yes, I'm talking to you right now. Do not allow anyone to speak into your life fear just because they believe it in theirs. You are predestined for this time and moment of success, that you can be the next great developer. You can rehab several communities and leave your imprint and name on them. And you can do that right now. So I want to challenge you to go out and find that person who's winning in the community. Figure out if they are trustworthy, if integrity is their main thing. If so, when you go and ask for a mentorship, if they provide mentorship, I want you to go in with how you can make them win. Please do not go in asking, and come from a place of asking for free. I want you to come from a place that you're going to provide financial opportunity for the person that you need help from. Because one thing I have learned in this business, time is money. So if a person is spending an hour with you, then they're spending an hour away from their business. So thank you for saying yes to investing. Thank you for saying yes to rehabbing. Thank you for saying yes to being a newbie right now. Thank you for saying yes to mentorship and mentee. And thank you for saying yes to real estate. See you at the top. Hello, everyone. This is Andre Barra with the Yes to Real Estate podcast. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like, and check out our other episodes right here on the Community Cultivator Network and the Yes to Real Estate podcast. See you at the top.